What's going on, Pink Elephant? I just finished listening to your video response. And yes, I'm gonna have to clarify my point so that you guys will understand exactly where I'm coming from. I read some comments saying that basically my video was like a cop-out for those who are not financially responsible. This is how I view life. Before you worry about settling down with anybody, you have to make sure that you're mentally and physically ready for such step. That means, yes, you should have your stuff put together. You should have a job or a career. You should have goals and make sure that you're in a place of good standing. A man who is not satisfied with who he is and where he is in life will not be able to satisfy another person. So a person should have, or should at least try to achieve his goals and put himself in a good place, both mentally, spiritually, and physically. By that I mean, if you're an overweight person that wants to settle down with someone, and you know that you're, very overweight, you should try and make the effort to lose that weight. If you're, someone on the come up trying to make it, focus on that. Make sure you get to where you want to be in life and that you're satisfied. That way, when you settle down, you know that you can give 100%. And mentally, make sure that if you feel that you still need to play the game, make sure you got it out of your system. If you feel that if you're not quite ready to settle down yet, then don't try and settle down, because then you'll be hurting another person. So obviously, financial responsibility is always a plus. I always tell my friends that don't even bother about getting married or settling down until you are in a place where you want to be. What I'm saying is that you shouldn't divide between productive black men and non-productive black men. Yeah, you can say, oh, he's a thug and he's a doctor. The doctor will always be more desirable. But remember this, you don't know who that doctor is. Sure, you might have a mechanic or a guy that doesn't exactly have the best career. He's not a loser for it. If he's satisfied with where he is in life, then you can knock him. This actually brings to mind a book I read recently by Ernest Hemingway, The Old Man and the Sea. And it's a very good analogy because it describes the life of a fisherman, which is a very simple life. But the man is satisfied with where he is. He's not hungry. He's not broke. He's just okay, but he's satisfied with where he is. You can have it all and still not be satisfied. Now, for those of you who are financially responsible, big up to you. That is what you should do in order to avoid problems for you. And you should look that in a partner. But don't make that the chief factor in selecting a partner. I'll give you an example. My personal standards are very simple. I wouldn't date a woman that has kids. I wouldn't date a woman that does drugs. I wouldn't date a woman that drinks or smokes. Nor would I date a woman that has a reputation for sleeping around. Those are 5 simple rules that I have. Why? Very simple. A woman who has kids outside of wedlock, either with multiple partners or with one person, tells me one or two things. Maybe it was an accident and the guy walked out on her. Or more than likely, she doesn't respect fatherhood. A lot of women have kids. And they're like, oh, I'm a single mom and this and that. And my baby daddy is a jerk or this and that. And they're like, I don't care. I don't need a man to raise my kids and this and that. Fine. But remember that fatherhood to me is just as important as motherhood. So a woman who values fatherhood will be very careful before ever having kids with anyone. And personally, I just don't want to be the father to a kid that is not my own. Call me selfish, but that's just the way it is. Drugs, alcohol, and smoking, those are obvious. Drugs can and lead to a lot of problems. Alcohol can lead to a lot of problems. Smoking can lead to a lot of health hazards. Those are just things that I'm against for my own personal safety. And then a girl with a bad reputation is obviously more likely to disappoint you from the beginning because she already has an established pattern of behavior. Therefore, chances are that you will also be disappointed and you're exposing yourself to sexually transmitted diseases. This is all logic. Now, if I meet a woman who has no kids, doesn't smoke or drink, or does drugs, a woman who has a good career, I look at the second part. I look at the mind. I want to know the woman's core values. I want to know the woman's history. And I want to know the way the woman relates to men, how she would respect me if we were together. Because I know how I'll be willing to respect her. You understand? Yeah, she might have everything that I'm looking for on the outside, but now you're getting into the tricky part. You're looking at the inside. I never ever said that you shouldn't be materialistic. I never said that you shouldn't have standards in picking men or be financially responsible. No, that's a given. You should have those things. But do not make them the centerpiece of your ideology in selecting a person. The centerpiece of your ideology in selecting a person should be your own compatibility with that particular individual. For instance, I may not date a woman that has a kid, but there will be someone out there that will be very happy with that woman, even with the kid. Everyone is different. Sure, I may want someone with good credit or whatever, but that is always subjective. Someone might have been financially irresponsible in his youth and messed up his credit. Then he grows out of it and fixes it. If the person has good credit due to bad choices that he or she made when she was younger, but she's responsible now, what are you going to do? Say no because of something she did when she was 17? No. If she has shown to be financially responsible now, what you should be looking for in a partner is good emotional and moral compatibility with you. The reason why the reason why marriages fail these days is because people are looking for the wrong things. And they don't look at the long-term picture. I have long-term goals that I'm currently, getting achieved. I have a plan with my life of where I want to be at a particular point in time. I know what I want. But when I want to settle down, yes, I would want a woman that matches my criteria, but most importantly, I need a woman that shares my core values. Because if she looks at the same direction with me, chances are we'll survive more. It's a much more complicated debate, but it's really simple. So a lot of people get defensive and are like, I will never apologize for being financially responsible and that. Good for you, no one cares. You could be financially responsible and own cars and still not be good marriage material. It's just life, So no one is asking you to apologize for anything. I'm the same way. I've got my own place. I have my own car. I work, I go to school. Does that mean I'm perfect for marriage? No. There are other things that have to be looked at. And like I said, having those things does not automatically make you deserving of a relationship or deserving of some sort of attention. Because those are things you should be doing. You don't deserve a prize for that. So guys and women should focus on looking at individuals and the person and look at the whole picture, not just those things. Because that's why marriages fail. All right? Later.